Hey guys, starting coming at you with another game of hardcore Minecraft, and trying as many other times to give us a nice boring time. We'll give a seed to Garuda and a fish to Belladonna for the morning, and then go ahead and say goodbye to our pets for the day, and go for another rousing day of planting, where we will also look around for some pumpkins. I thought I saw some, but if I find them along the way, that'll definitely be a thing that I'm interested in doing. We'll go ahead and get our bucket of water. Always important to get a water bucket, and I'm just going to throw that egg to get it out of my hand. Oh, and I didn't tell Belladonna to stay put, so she is running with us. So we're just going to run up top and get her to teleport inside, and then come on in the door. There we go. Sit down on the box. Alright, now everything's alright. I forget that the cattle teleport because the game considers it a proper pet, although they are both my beloved companions. So what we gotta do now is find an area to plant our non-irrigated stuff. So I think we're just gonna do some lines here. Seems good. So we'll just do one big line of pumpkins first, and then we'll do melons on either side of that. And directly on top of it. So for this, we want 2 spaces. And that's not what I did. So we're just going to stop what we're doing right now and make 2 spaces in between them, because there's no point in doing this wrong. And we'll get a couple more woods along the way. But one thing about myself that I do not find at all pleasant is my ability to say I'm going to do a thing and then immediately do the opposite. If anyone has noticed that and you don't like it, just trust I don't love it either. Unfortunately, you are sort of in for it when you're here, as am I whenever I wake up, and sometimes even in my sleep. But this is not the time to worry about my ability to keep promises, or lack of ability. This is the time to worry about whether or not I can count to 2 whenever I make a space, and I think we're going to be able to get away with it. We'll get a beautiful stripped birch log there, and then do some cunning open-handed strikes. And this will be just like a really big melon farm and a moderately sized pumpkin farm. And that'll serve us quite well for the future. And of course, we don't want any irrigation whatsoever. We are going to go ahead and grab our shovel here. I need to keep my shield on my hotbar at least. But I don't... Like, this isn't like a super safe area. There's a little creeper explosion to demonstrate that. But I don't think it's, like, really perilous either. Just because it's daytime, I've got my bucket of water, and it's not as if anything terrible has ever happened to me in the daytime in hardcore before. But we're here above ground, and I think everything is going to be okay this time around. I got a good feeling this time. So we're just going to keep on clearing these trees, because they, well, I do love trees, and I love the book by Dr. Seuss, The Lorax, and I also recognize how nice they are for the general ambiance. They get in the way. They get in the way of my dream of planting a very large amount of pumpkins in a row one day. And I know that you're saying that I've never mentioned this pumpkin-related dream before. Well, you know, there's a wealth of things that you don't know about me. Maybe one day I'll tell you about about some of my other dreams, like to have thousands of stone. And I know that one doesn't even sound real, but now that I said it out loud, I can almost feel like what it would be like if I cared about that. I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft. That's been true for several times in life, but I would consider it a practical amount of potions, but it was a comical amount, like thousands. And I just had a delight in it. I would wake up in the morning, rather like I do in Minecraft now with farming, and I would get my coffee, and then I would go up and down the coast. I would pick flowers and fish, and make all of these potions, and then I would give them to my friends and companions, because they were far more than I ever needed, and I absolutely knew that. But I just always liked making silly, massive collections in video games, especially when they are useful, because, I mean, anybody can just grow a million wheat, but if you find a reason to have it, like stylistic ones. I have not grown a million wheat. I hope to one day grow a million wheat. I have grown a lot of it, though. On my survival world, we are working on quite a massive project, which I'm excited about. I mean, it's book related, right? Everyone already knows that it's just going to be like some massive library thing somewhere with a couple thousand bookshelves. But that is what it's going to be, and I'm very excited about it. I think I've made like 7,000 total bookshelves now, so I've got just like a whole lot of them laying around, which is good. It's just what I wanted to be doing, and that's just where we'll be. And here we'll have like running parallel, or rather perpendicular, because that is the word that I meant, running perpendicular and not parallel to our crops over here. So this actually is irrigated land, which is not gonna grow very properly, but that's okay. We don't need to like move the seeds or anything. And then we can go ahead and we'll just plant these here, because I had the seeds on me. And I didn't need to put that one there. Man, I still have so many. But this little motion here where I just go forward and backward and break picks repeatedly, it's got to be one of my favorite things in all of Minecraft. And there's so much to like in this game, but for my money, the thing to like most is the feeling that you get whenever you plant a whole lot of stuff in a row. And just because when you look out at like even what you do in the space of one little Minecraft day, which this hasn't been going on that long, this little day here, which is good because I need to think about making this a shorter video. I know, a lie, but I'm trying not to play hardcore right as I'm like at the last 45 minutes of wanting to be awake, because as I start to get a little groggy, like everyone else, I make poorer decisions, and that's not why that Enderman took me out in the world long ago. Clearly I'm not over it, but it was still a really bad choice. Everything about it was a bad choice. I wasn't ready for the combat shield on for possible nighttime battles. And I think we're just going to want to put a couple torches around in here. We'll put sort of like floating light sources eventually, but I don't want a bunch of zombies running around in my wheat field. and I think it helps the garden grow. And it does look like everything is coming up roses, and that's a source of great happiness to me. It's always good when a plan comes together, and I think that's what's happening here. I love this treehouse. I think it's a cool idea, and one that's working well. We'll have a little steak. Hey guys, I'm home. A little bit of melon seeds, a little bit of salmon for Tropa. You can sit up now. No need to worry about everything. She's probably going to sit right back down on the box. That's the sort of cat that she is. She likes to get in the way sometimes. Silly little creature. But I think 6 gold apples is enough to carry right now. We'll just keep on holding on to that gold in case we want it for other things. So I need to get my currencies, such as they are, in one place. And that's basically just like anything that's going to be somewhat limited in amount. So gold, lapis, redstone, except I didn't move the lapis over. Great. But the reason for that is just so, whenever we say, hey, how much gold do we have, we'll know that we keep basically all of the gold and all of the emeralds in one chest until we're so rich that it doesn't matter. But the golden apples will keep on us. So with 15 emeralds, we can get enough redstone to lay down for the night. And that's 2 salmon for Belladonna, so she doesn't need any more in the morning. She's had enough. I will need another shield before too long. Do I have cobblestones here? Yes. That is good, because we're just going to want to get a couple 4 more hose. Probably that'll do it for this current little thing here. And in keeping with the magnificent theme of responsible Minecraft playing, we're just going to... Garita's not hungry. That's all right. He can... we'll be right back in the morning. Be able to feed him. Jump down and keep on keeping on. I do want to get a little bit more torch coverage here underneath the tree, because I was noticing that it was pretty dark there. There's cocoa, which we will eventually want to harvest, or maybe even right now, but what I'm concerned with at the moment is just making sure that we get a little bit more safety on the outskirts of the village, because I just hate running into creepers. That was the hissing sound of a creeper, wasn't it? As I was saying, because I don't like them, I think a little bit more torch coverage would be good. So now, yeah, okay, the jungle is, I can see just from that slight motion there, a very dangerous place to go through, because the vines slow you down somewhat, so it would definitely... Oh, it was just a spider. Oh, look at this silly little guy. Does he have any friends? No. He is trying to jump down on me, but he's not as bright as he thinks he is. Okay, well, we were going to want to sort that out anyway, so we've got that taken care of, and a little bit of iron for our troubles. Hopefully a lot of iron. We've got 2, and I was informed that you need to go a little deeper around the nodes. Sometimes they go diagonal from them, so we're just going to check it out a little bit, and of course that'll also let us get more stone for the eventual hose that we'll be making here. And now we won't have to worry too much about that. Is this all my torches? This is almost all my torches. So we just need to go back to the autosmelter and trade out some of the things in our inventory. And now, just constantly feeling better about this town. There's a lot more safety going around. A lot of happiness in this farmer. I need to get some wheat, because if we can get him to level 2, hopefully he'll be able to get pumpkins. Because at level 2, it seems like they either can buy pumpkins or they don't really care to buy very much of your stuff at all. I think none of these potatoes are enough. No, these potatoes are enough. So we're going to go ahead and try to get these. Normally I prefer to wait till like everything in the row is grown and bash it all down, but right now, especially like for these carrots, right, we really want to get as many as we can in the system. So that one didn't look grown, these 2 are, and now we're going to be able to go ahead and once we just finish off the last couple of these, we'll make a row of carrots right here. And that'll satisfy my desire to have more of things in their own rows. And then we'll head back over here and do a row of potatoes here. Yes, that will be the play. And the fun thing about this, if you can call it fun, and oh man, can I ever call it fun? I can definitely call it fun. So the fun thing about this is that I get both the enjoyment of planting things and the uncertainty of being a real farmer. You know, like, is something disastrous going to happen before you're going to be able to harvest your crop? Because when you grow food or you deal with animals, and I know from long experience in childhood, although I don't like grow my own food now, but everything can just like go in an instant, much like Minecraft, although there are rarely sort of, you know, creeper like explosions where I live. It's not unthinkable that you could plant a vast field and then wake up and it would be gone. Natural disasters, wildfires, instability generally, and then just the world itself. The world doesn't want to let you be a farmer. You know, it's hard to grow a lot of food. It's easy in Minecraft, but even just growing enough corn for a few people is pretty challenging without a bunch of modern contrivances. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to like till soil by hand with a shovel and a hoe, but it's both very gratifying and genuinely hard graft. I mean, I was a tough little kid. I was hauling around hay bales and stuff, but it didn't sour me on Minecraft. I didn't have the best time then doing it, but now I definitely appreciate that it gave me like more of a respect for how things really are. There's a difficulty in making our way of life accessible to everybody, and it's been offloaded from us, right? Like, all the stuff that we need, we don't have to worry about it anymore. The difficulty is somewhere else. Somebody else invented the pesticides. Somebody else invented the food standards. So now we can just like go and get flour and it's super cheap. But obviously that's not true everywhere. And as often in Minecraft, I'm beginning to ask myself, where am I going with this? I was talking about how satisfying it is to do this. And I'm going to loop right back around to that right now. So the satisfaction in farming in Minecraft in hardcore is that I feel almost like I'm paying homage to that. Because although I may never get to pick any of this, it's not like in my survival world where I don't want to pick it. It's on the side of a mountain. Like, this is a stylish farm here, you know, like You could take a picture of this one and say, hey, I planted that, and somebody else would say, that's not very big of a farm, or whatever. But I like it. A little picturesque. I need to get some more torches from the autosmelter. And I think we'll go ahead and move it. Yeah, I might as well move it. And now we've got the copper ingots that we would need. Just gonna run right here real quick and, no, we'll want the raw salmon. Yeah, we'll just leave this food on the ground. No, that's terrible. It's a terrible idea. Why would we ever say that? We'll put that into the offhand, and that'll allow us to, you know, just leave the boat there, because boat discipline only applies in circumstances that aren't this one right now. We're going to be able to take this wood up here and use it in the auto smelter when we build a platform, but I'm going to try to get a platform out of birch, I think, over to the side. And we'll just sort of like build it right here, and that'll be where the auto smelter gets built. Oh no, not the fabled bottom slab. We're just gonna put one on the top right there and nip that in the bud. But that'll be a little thing there. We'll need to go inside. And Belladonna can wait because she had 2 fish yesterday night and she'll get an upset stomach. But we're just gonna go ahead, look around for birch. Thought I had some. Ah, we had the stripped ones, but not very many. Alas, here they are. I just wasn't looking closely enough. I don't think those potatoes are good for anything. I haven't discovered a purpose for them yet anyway. But the sun is going down a little bit, but not in too bad of a way, and we're just going to come out here. And normally I would like try to move on the toggle thing, but we're not going to need too much space here. And I know what everyone is thinking, unless you're not. Is it really the wisest move to make a furnace on a floating bed of wood? And I will just have to say probably. I mean, probably. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know what all the best ideas in the world are, but if I did, I would assume that the list would include this one. And we'll have a nice steak and lay down for the night. And Belladonna can curl up. Oh, how adorable. And we'll go ahead and have her sit down there. Feed her a fish when we finish building the auto smelter. Oh no. Alright, I've got to get this out of my offhand right away before I lose my mind. No, I'm going to want those. Obviously, I'm going to want those. Got too much junk on me. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have got to stop being the kind of person that I am. And the only way to do that is to slowly back away from those stupid birch things. Alright, I need fence posts so that we can't fall off the auto smelter thing. That's not enough. That is probably enough. And in a different, better world, this would be symmetrical, but I don't think that's the world we live in. And it would be better if I sort of... Can I build it out? Yeah, okay, I thought I had enough. I'm just going to build another crafting table right here, because that's what a resourceful person would do, rather than keep on going inside. And I will simply break it later. And then I will make 2 different kinds of fencing, because I no longer have the will to behave properly. Alright, so this is awesome. This is actually really good. This is going to let us not fall down. Let us not fall down. Great. And now we'll just simply build the autosmelter right here. And good deal. So chests first. We should put all of the ingredients in a row. There we are. Alright, so chest first, then... Oh, I need to go up a level. Then a hopper. Then a furnace. Then a hopper. And then I guess I need to go up one more because I'm like right on top of it. It doesn't want to cooperate. And then we'll just go straight down here. And we can access the top from right there, which is perfect, except that we are out of charcoal, which is imperfect. We will use some of these slabs, right? Yeah, we'll use some of the slabs to make charcoal, and that'll work out. And then we'll just throw the iron up top and burn it. And then later we can put another slab in or rather another hopper in the side. But this will be a safe auto smelter here off on the platform, so we could stand here and, you know, like gaze down at the surrounding climb. But speaking of, is there anything that I want to go and get that I see? We could start getting sheep, we could start getting pigs because we've got the wheat, but I think... I think I want to find slightly more pumpkins before we do too much more. Because if we find slightly more pumpkins, then we'll be able to really get a lot more trades going with the villagers. So it is, however, coming in on a time which I realize is me getting sleepy. So rather than forget that I said I was going to end, we're just going to hang out with our pets a little bit till the sun goes down. And no, if what was happening before was interesting, what is happening now is going to be even less. But perhaps once it's all said and done, that'll be okay. So to get repeaters, I need stone, right? Yeah. So we'll just go ahead and get some stone going on in the mix. Oh, come on back inside, guys. But this is, you know, this is why a nice safe thing is important, because if I carelessly leave the door open now, you know, they're safe. Well, of course the cat is all right to follow, but Garuda makes me more nervous. I think he could probably jump off the side and fly, but I'm not sure how the pathing of the chickens works. They could definitely fly off if they get on top of it somehow, but you know, I don't know. I would worry so much if he fell down. Because, of course, due to my lack of boat discipline, I do not currently have boat. Question now is, what do I do? I can make a couple more smokers. All right, so to make a smoker, we just need a furnace and some of those. And we could set up a chicken farm. Yeah, that'll be a good thing to do in the next video. I can clumsily put together a chicken farm because I don't need a repeater. Not initially. I could just do like 5 dispensers. I don't have that many bows. I can make some. You know, it'll be stuff to do in the future. I thought it would be nice to, yeah, we'll strip the logs down, and now you can tell that the inside of the house is nice. But a good little time here. I think we'll run into the village to trade some wheat, and that'll be a good time to end it. Because this doesn't count as playing when I'm tired. After all, I'm just running out of the comfort of my home to a place that is not comfortable or my home. But it has plenty of light coverage, and that is important. And we're not going down anywhere we haven't been before, and that's important too. And this is just going to, you know, bring peace and happiness to the population. And thus the whole world. That little laser beam sound that made me think sort of like a witch was following me, but I was moving at such a nice pace I wasn't worried about it. Alright, so what we've done here is just like a monument to torch placement. Later, they will eventually build a university, and it will be about the history of this world. And in it, they will talk about the day that I ran around and placed like 60 torches in haphazard locations while I said I was going to bed. They'll use that as an example of the way that I use lies to prepare people for me doing them a favor. Like if I say I'm not going to help you and that I'm going to go to sleep, maybe you'll wake up and there will be hundreds, or dozens at the very least, of flaming articles just strewn about the landscape. That's the sort of thing that you could look forward to. And these are the villagers that like me. But you know, it's alright. And if it's not alright, it's gonna be alright. We're not going down there. We have no guarantee that it would be alright. In the distance, the pillager outpost. We're not too worried about that. I almost ate the rotten flesh in that last slot because it was in my hotbar. Need to get that out of it. And we're gonna level this guy up. Come on, show me that belt loop. Alright, he's an apprentice. He can buy pumpkins, so that's excellent. This armorer, that's the one that we're gonna have to get a different job. Or rather, a different armorer block, so that he can be a different armorer, a better one. We're just gonna try to get one more wheat trade here. Oh no, this iron golem is very poorly. And we just stole that fellow's bed. Sorry, dude. I didn't mean it. But we're gonna leave that iron golem alone. I know some people just like bonk him on the head, but I do sometimes. I'm scared to do it in hardcore though. I bet they hurt really bad. Once I accidentally shot one on my world, and before I knew it, I was having a real bad time. But everything is all right. We made our trades. We've got a guy who wants to buy our pumpkins, and that means once we sell him pumpkins, we might have a guy who wants to buy our melons. And when we get a guy that wants to buy the melons, well, we're gonna blow this whole game wide open. but that will have to wait for another day. I welcome you to have a melon seed or a raw or cooked salmon or whatever it is that you like before bed as a snack, as my Minecraft pets have their snacks. So, uh, what a nice little pair. Really like it here. Sometimes I think, like, why am I even leaving this house, right? Why don't I just stay in, hang out with my pets, let the world go on without me? But that's not who I am. I'm a hero. That's why they gave me the suit. That's why they gave me the power of reincarnation. And you can't use that just wandering around, not forever. You have to be brave. You have to engage in industrialized acts of commerce, or sometimes in ridiculous feats like going underground whenever it's dark. That's just how it's got to be. But I'm glad that I was able to keep my promise and deliver a nice boring video to you today, and I hope I keep on doing that, because there's nothing in life that I like more right now than playing Minecraft and planting crops in rows, and combining that with the sort of constant danger of hardcore is a lot of fun for me, and I hope it's at least some fun for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you've enjoyed, and that's gonna do it for me tonight, I think. So I hope I'll see you in the next one.